Welcome everyone to Extended Housing's annual stakeholders meeting. Like last year, we are virtually streaming on Facebook and YouTube, and we are so glad you could be here as we share some highlights from last year, recognize some of those who made contributions to the organization, and share information about Extended Housing's services and programs. We would like to thank today's sponsor, Painesville Dental Group. Thank you, Painesville Dental Group. And right now I have the distinct pleasure to introduce to you one of the friendliest, professional, charismatic people I've ever met, the president of Extended Housing's Board of Directors, Ross McDonald.
Well, thank you for that wonderful introduction, Donald Wayne. Dear friends of Extended Housing, in its 39th year, Extended Housing continues to advance its mission to prevent and end homelessness for individuals in Lake County. During this time, we have changed lives and made Lake County a better place to live for all its residents. These are the successes that our board members, committee members, and countless volunteers have left behind. These are the successes of you in the Lake County community. Extended Housing applauds and thanks everyone who has supported us in our nearly 40-year mission, and we're excited that you've decided to join us today for our stakeholders event. As we look to the future, our current board of directors and committee members know that our mission is continuous, and in some respects, more complex and challenging than ever. The challenges that lie ahead will be met by talented board members, committee members, and volunteers who come from diverse personal and professional backgrounds, all of whom are willing to put their talents toward Extended Housing to further our mission. As board president, I'm honored to be tasked with focusing the dynamic abilities of our group on 3 goals for the next 3 years. The first goal is donor development. We want to find new donors and continue those existing relationships that we have. Donors, that doesn't always mean financial donation. We're asking just for your help. And your ability to help us could mean many different things. That's raising awareness in your community. That is when we come to your community, supporting us when we're at city council meetings or township trustee meetings. You can help us in many different ways. Our second goal is property and housing expansion. Now, we know that we offer plenty of housing choice on the east side of Lake County and in places like Painesville, but we have many clients who would desire to live on the west side of Lake County. So we are focusing on western Lake County as an area for growth and expansion. Our third goal is community engagement and awareness. Now, we feel that we've done a great job of raising awareness around the issue of homelessness and that it exists. But I've challenged our team to increase awareness about the successes that we have done with our existing clients. We need to let that message get out to the public and show those successes that we have achieved over the last 39 years. Now, our board and committee members are not alone in our endeavor. Our incredible employees are truly where this hard work gets done. They are where the rubber of our mission meets the road. We've recently hired key employees and have promoted several within, and all of them have made an immediate positive impact for our team. We are proud of our employees and see them as the everyday heroes because they have chosen to dedicate their career to the idea that everyone deserves a place to call home. So I want to take a moment to publicly thank our staff here today because they are the real MVPs of this organization. In closing, I'd like to thank one more person for joining us in that mission, and that person is you. Thank you for being an ally. Thank you for raising awareness about homelessness and mental illness, and thank you for your financial support and the other ways that we're sure you're able to help us. Your support plays an enormous role in our ability to provide these life-changing services for our clients, and I look forward to our continued successes together as we make Lake County a great place to live for all its residents. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to turn the podium over to Extended Housing's Executive Director, Karen McLeod, who will be sharing highlights from this past year. Karen?
Thank you, Ross.
Thank you.
Wow. blessing to have Ross McDonald as our board president. And thank you for having Extended Housing being part of your day today. So good afternoon, and I am happy to share with you some of the highlights of this last year. Even as Lake County has seen the rises and falls during the pandemic, Extended Housing has continued to service clients, and we are committed to continue to do so. On the housing front, this past year, our housing support workers served 238 individuals to obtain and maintain housing throughout Lake County. Our outreach team served an additional 133 individuals who were experiencing homelessness in Lake County. We assisted 55 clients through rental assistance and helped another 15 people with emergency housing loans. During the past year, we had 89 different households living in Extended Housing owned properties, ensuring they had safe, affordable, and stable housing. We also served 23 people in our group homes. We moved 65 people from homelessness to permanent supportive housing and connected them with mental health services. We were also able to make updates to several of our own properties throughout the county. We strive to provide the most comfortable, safe, and environment for our tenants to live in so that they can call their place home. Last year, we updated 2 apartments at McNaughton Place with new carpet, paint, and furniture. Additionally, 3 apartments at McKinley Grove were updated with new paint and flooring for the tenants. Other locations had updates that included new furnaces and heaters, appliances, updates, paint, and flooring. One of the most resounding numbers to Extended Housing properties is that we ended the fiscal year with a 3.35 vacancy rate. As Executive Director of Extended Housing, I am proud of the commitment of our staff to serve our tenants and clients. One way they do this is through continued education and certification, and this past year we saw 3 of our staff in the property maintenance department receive their Heart Saver First Aid CPR AED certification through the American Heart Association. You will hear from our speakers later about our community partnerships and lasting community change that we see that comes from working together. Extended Housing has focused on working with other organizations across Lake County to better serve our clients and make a greater impact in Lake County. We have worked with Crossroads Health to offer engagement groups to tenants at one of our supportive housing facilities. And we have worked with Women's Safe to help some of their clients transition to long-term, safe, and stable housing. Extended Housing also works with mental health providers throughout the county to ensure that our clients get connected with the mental health services that they need. In 2021, Extended Housing also held a breakfast for faith leaders in the Lake County community. We learned about the issues they've seen surrounding homelessness and the concerns that they had. We have been able to address homelessness in new ways through the relationships built over the year. During the year, we were also able to connect with people at the Lake County Fair and hosted the second picnic at the ballpark with the Lake County captains, thanks to the generous support of the PEGS Foundation. It was such a great night for our tenants and stakeholders to interact and enjoy a truly great baseball game. We're also grateful for all of you who were able to attend Extended Housing events like our open house this past year. We hope you'll be able to attend again this coming September to our open house here at the Extended Housing Wellness Center. You also came out in force in October as we hosted the Stuff the Bus event for Sub-Zero Mission. In November, we were also incredibly moved by the efforts of Perry High School senior Gianna Vincini, who coordinated a household cleaning supply drive at her high school. She is such a great example of student leadership. As I wrap up highlighting this past year, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge that none of these accomplishments would be possible without our stakeholders. Whether you were an advocate for us, a financial contributor, or volunteer, you were vital to helping the people we served this past year. We have grown so much over these near 40 years as an organization, and we have served thousands at this time. But none of it would be possible without your support. As I said before, our staff are the hands of the organization, but our stakeholders are its heart. You inspire us through your continued encouragement and support. Thank you. Our first guest speaker that we have is Judy Burr, Director of Project Hope for the Homeless. And Judy and I go way back to our days at a community mental health organization, and I can't say enough about her heart for the people of Lake County.
Good morning. Oh, not morning. Good day to all of you, depending on when you're watching this. I'm Judy Burr from Project Hope for the Homeless, and we are very, very blessed to have Extended Housing as a longtime partner, and they have been more than 2 decades visiting the shelter on a regular basis. Our role in the community is to respectfully and compassionately empower those with hope who are homeless by providing them with shelter, care, and guidance together with the community. We couldn't do this without partners like Extended Housing. They visit at least once a week, or at least by phone call. We communicate regularly about those who might be experiencing severe and persistent mental illness that visit the shelter. There are 70% of the folks that we serve that have severe and persistent mental illness, so you can see why having them as a partner is so very important. Many of those folks are eligible for long-term housing with Extended Housing and receive permanent housing subsidies as a result of their partnership with us. So we are very, very blessed to have them. We have also helped about 500 people that were homeless in the last year in one form or another. 298 of those people came into the shelter to sleep. 19 of those were families with about 36 children. Aftercare services is another component of our program that we offer, long-term aftercare, to follow up and provide extra support so that they don't become homeless again. And those are about 60 households that we provide services to. And lastly, we also have a senior home that, according to the Lake County Commissioners, by 2035, we're expected to have the majority population be over 65. So we are seeing a growing number of folks that are coming in that have disabilities or physical impairments and might be vulnerable to the general population. So we started a transitional home called Hope House, and we had about 12 seniors last year that benefited from those services. Our current initiative at Project Hope is to focus on trauma-informed care, because as we all know, this past year and the year prior have been very, very stressful for even the general population. So this is one of the initiatives we're focusing on. But again, we could not do that without Extended Housing and their support, and we're very, very grateful to be long-term partners with them, and we look forward to working with them in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. Vince Lombardi was quoted as saying, "The achievements of any organization are the results of the combined effort of each individual." Well, that holds as true today as it was when he said it back in the 60s. Extended Housing's achievements are the result of the combined efforts of each individual. And right now, we would like to recognize just some of these individuals.
Would Andrea Mestek please come up? So Andrea has been an incredible part of Extended Housing since she joined us 5 years ago. She has never been afraid to take on a task that I've assigned to her, and she has been an asset working with our board of directors, including going out and getting their signatures in the county to help our processes run a little smoother. Andrea has played a big role in our community development and community engagement activities and helping with the logistics for these events. We know Andrea is proud of her 3 kids, and we enjoy listening to her stories about her family. And we're just glad she became part of our family. So for today, we are presenting Andrea with her 5 years of service. So next up is Leah Hauser. Come on up, Leah. So when I came to Extended Housing almost 20 years ago, I could not have been imagined that I would be joined by 2 remarkable women who have been here since at that time. One of these women is Leah Hauser. I've been fortunate to watch Leah blossom on her career path. To now she is in a position of Director of Housing Services. She is dedicated to the people that we serve and committed to learning what she can to excel at the work that she does. She's done an incredible job managing and growing her mighty small staff of 6 to provide all the housing services that we provide at the organization. It's pretty incredible what Leah does. And I'm grateful for all the work that you do, Leah, and I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see everything that happens in your future. So thank you so much. Leah gets a plaque as well, and then we also have a very special gift for her.
I didn't know about that.
Yes.
Aww, I am gonna cry. It's a necklace.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
So, I believe, okay, so we are, so actually, I'm presenting the Stakeholder Award. So, anyway, so every run has a little hiccup, and so help me through my hiccup right now. So,
We're gonna edit this.
we may not. So, if you're still watching, thank you. So, our Stakeholder Award is given annually to an organization that has been instrumental in the growth of extended housing and the way that we care for our clients. And since 2018, the PEGS Foundation has been working with extended housing to better our services. It started with their 3-year grant for peer supportive services, and in addition to their ongoing grant for Picnic at the Ballpark. They underwrite that Picnic at the Ballpark that I had talked about earlier. It's an incredible event. Rick's still in the back of the room, but I want you to come forward, Rick. He's like, I'm sorry. Not very formal. So, yeah, so I wanted Rick to say a couple words about PEGS Foundation.
Sure, so PEGS Foundation, well, first of all, thank you on behalf of my board and staff and the family. PEGS Foundation was founded by Peg Morgan and her husband Bert because their youngest son, only son, experienced serious mental illness. So we understand very acutely the impact that serious mental illness has on families. And to partner with Extended Housing and do things that help empower peers and do things that get folks that experience these illnesses out into social environments where they can, and I hate to use this word, but like kind of get with the rest of the normals of the world and feel good, and also experience and get folks that don't understand the impact of serious mental illness and sometimes have a characterization of somebody that suffers these illnesses and has a certain opinion about them, and then all of a sudden they get to experience them at a ballpark, for example, and they realize, hey, these are just my neighbors and friends, and I can be a good neighbor and a good friend to them. And the last thing I'd say, and this is what I appreciate most about extended housing, is that early in my career at the foundation, we did the studies like, hey, where would the seriously mentally ill want to live? Well, the answer is they want to live where we want to live. They want to have the access to the same kind of housing, the same kind of neighborhoods, the same kind of community services. But because of the nature of the illnesses, sometimes it has a disruptive impact on housing. And ultimately for us, and I was listening to your numbers earlier, Karen, 62 here, or whatever those numbers were, those are folks that are in a position now where they can thrive and be healthy and experience life in the way that we all want them to, and we all personally want ourselves to. So I just, for us, I appreciate the recognition. I have the easiest job. I get to come up, say some cool things, and support you all with some resources. But at the end of the day, it's the hard work of everyone, and some of the folks you've already recognized today, and the great leadership that you deliver here. So thank you. Appreciate it. Awesome.
Yes.
Thanks, Libby.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, so, are you up here to do the?
No.
Michael, oh, I am bringing Ross McDonald back up to the podium for our excellent handoff.
Thank you. Well, thanks, Karen. At this portion of our event, I have a very special award that I get to award to a very special person. So the Extended Housing Board established what we call the Michael Lynn Outstanding Service Award. And that award is something that we do not hand out lightly. It's not something that we hand out every year even. Michael Lynn is a former board member of ours, and unfortunately Michael passed away a couple years ago. Michael was an individual who, as I mentioned earlier, our board is made up of people who are donating or giving their God-given talent and their professional talent. Michael was an attorney. He donated his professional talents to the to the Extended Housing Board. I apologize for that. He donated that time, though, to our board because he believed in that mission. He lived in Cuyahoga County, and he served as board president. And when you're board president, you have to attend not only the board meetings, but you have to attend committee meetings, other external events that we have. And Michael showed up for all of those. He lived about an hour and a half away from Paynesville. Unfortunately, I did not get a ton of time with Michael, but I've heard nothing but the most positive and greatest things about this man. And so today, I'd like to talk about a man that is also outstanding. A man that is a former board member of ours, Tony Britzlaw. Tony, if you come up here, please, for us. Tony is the second recipient of our Michael Lynn Outstanding Service Award. And the reason why we chose Tony is, although he's off our board, Tony continues to use his professional talents, his professional network, to further the cause of extended housing. And so if everybody could give Tony Britzlaw a round of applause. Tony, Tony, we're going to walk over here to the table. We have a couple, or at least one thing we'd like to show you here. And as a token of our appreciation to you, Tony, I'm going to be very careful with this because this is a crystal decanter. So on it does say the Michael D. Lynn Outstanding Service Award for Anthony J. Britzlaw, year 2022. So, Tony, congratulations. We extended housing thanks, Tony, for all of his past service to our board and what he's continuing to do in the area of outstanding service. So thank you, Tony.
Thank you very much.
At this point, why don't we have you stay here with us? We have two former board members at the event here today, and I want to say a couple words about them. So we have acknowledged board members in a status called emeritus board member. And so today we are going to enshrine two board members here today as emeritus status. The first one, I'll speak about Tony here. I know that I mentioned Tony and his outstanding service, but I want to give you a little bit of an anecdote about Tony. So I met Tony about 5 years ago, I guess it was, for the first time, and we were at a canoeing event. And that was maybe my second or third time canoeing, and all of the people that were at the event already had partners. And so it was almost like Tony and I got picked last for the kickball. And so we're in this canoe, and I told Tony, look, man, I don't have a lot of experience with this. And he said, man, we are going to be just fine. And he's got that calm, collected, intelligent leadership that we all look for. And so that's when we had a great experience on the river. We only tipped it one time, and that was my fault. So that's the kind of leadership we had when Tony served as our board president. Tony's 9 years of service. He's 10 years of service now. He served in an officer role, I believe, throughout that entire tenure, meaning that he wasn't just a board member, but he was either a treasurer or a secretary or a vice president or the president of the board. So Tony, that's a little bit about Tony. Now I want another special person to come on up. Mary Jo. We have Extended Housing's second board member emeritus that we're awarding here today. Mary Jo Fryoff, is that good on the last name there? Mary Jo is a person that every time we would have a committee meeting or we would have a board meeting, she came to those events with a smile on her face. Her enthusiasm is contagious. Her smile is contagious. She is a voracious reader, and she is voracious about ending homelessness. And we felt that every day when we were with Mary Jo. And so I had a chance to catch up with Mary Jo this morning, and I told her how much I missed her because it's been quite a while since we've seen each other in person. So I'm excited she's here today with us. We're going to walk over here, and we're going to show the world here our plaque. And this year, we can see that Tony and Mary Jo have joined this very honorable plaque that sits in our boardroom, and this is here permanently. You have left a permanent impact on our organization, so we thank you for that. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We also have something for you to take home. Not only do you get on the plaque, but you have your own plaque to take home here today. So there you are, Tony. And Mary Jo.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm not going to try to carry both, so.
Thank you, and thank you, Tony and Mirto. Well deserved. Extended Housing had the amazing opportunity to partner with Sub-Zero Mission in a Stuff the Bus, and I hope we're going to hear about that Stuff the Bus that it sounds like you're great. It was this last October. And volunteers from both organizations worked together to collect supplies and share stories about working to help the homeless population. Extended Housing is grateful to have an organization that is working to serve the homeless veterans right here in Painesville, Ohio. At this time, I would like to introduce to you the Director of Marketing, James Heido.
All right, good day, stakeholders. Thank you all for tuning in here live with us. Also, thank you to Painesville Dental Group for the kind sponsor here today. For those of you that don't know me, again, my name is James Heido. I'm the Director of Marketing and Public Relations for the Sub-Zero Mission. For those of you that do not know who the Sub-Zero Mission is, in layman's terms, the easiest way to say it is we are the boots on the ground of the ones that are identifying who the homeless are, where they're located at, and how we're able to better serve them. We obviously can't make those strides in our organization without the direct supports of our partners amongst Extended Housing, Project Hope, and all the other amenities here in Northeast Ohio and Lake County and beyond. So you guys understand, the Sub-Zero Mission services more than just Lake County. We actually service the entire great region of the Midwest, right? So we service about 7 states, well over 50 different major cities, but we obviously have a hyper focus on Lake County because it is our backyard. With that being said, last year, the last delivery season, not this previous one that we're just getting ready to come out of, was severely impacted due to COVID-19. We had to significantly shut down several of our long haul runs to other of our major cities due to obviously the amenities of things that were taking place with COVID-19. We wanted to make sure we kept all the safety measures in place for all of our volunteers, because that is the basis of our organization. It is 100% a volunteer-based organization. So any of you stakeholders that are tuning in right now, if you want a place to be able to volunteer, by all means, go to subzeromission.org or search me on any LinkedIn social media platform, and I assure you I will find a place for you amongst our organization. With that being said, we had some significant high-level goals from the previous year. A lot of you may know the biggest thing that we were trying to achieve of the previous year was ensuring that ourselves was no longer homeless as well. Knowing that we've been founded since 2008, became a 501(c)(3) in 2011, we didn't establish our own physical location to call home until this actual previous year of 2021. The actual headquarters at 1760 North Ridge Road in Painesville, Ohio is now our full-fledged headquarters, as we have purchased that building to move forward with obviously our productions of obviously service in the Lake County areas and beyond at that point. With that being said, the importance of us buying that building was very detrimental to our organization, but to ensure the longevity of our organization, we have to ensure that our building fund is funded throughout the rest of this year, as we are looking to break ground to be able to build the garage needed in order for us to put our vehicles inside. All right, for any of you that don't know, that are sitting in this room or tuned in live, when you are sitting in a scenario such as Code Blue and it's negative 10 degrees outside, and we know we're going on a mission to, say, downtown Cleveland or anywhere here in the Lake County regions, and we go outside and fire up the bus, but it doesn't fire. It's a very big, significant downfall for our organization when it's a volunteer base to know that we can't fully help those that are in need if we can't help ourselves, right? So the way that we're going to ensure that we can see the longevity of our organization moving forward is, one major goal for this year is achieving our building fund of $150,000 that we must raise in order to break ground, put our building up, get our vehicles inside and out of the elements. And then secondly, when we get into those Code Blue scenarios, we can pull our buses out and open that facility for a warming center to ensure that Lake County has that added support from our organization. Secondly, another very big thing that we have that we're trying to do every year is we want to add a new city to our delivery missions every single year moving forward, right? So that's obviously a very big task for us to be able to do that, because we are 100% a volunteer-based organization. So unless we have the volunteers, we can't service the outlets that we want to be able to service. So that's obviously a big goal that we have every year moving forward. And then, in addition, the newest thing that we had rolled out over the last year and a half is what's called our Veterans Empowerment Program. As Doug brought up, we have a very large focus around veterans. 1 in 5 homeless that are out there are a veteran, right? That's roughly 49,000 individuals in the United States that served in our armed forces that don't have somewhere to go call home, right? So that is a very, very staggering number, and which is why our organization was formed. You can definitely see that if you come to our organization, majority of us that are there are prior veterans. We don't steer away from any homeless because we understand everybody goes through certain circumstances that we want to be able to assist with, but we want to ensure that we keep our focus on our veterans. And with that, this year in itself, I know we have already identified 16 veterans that we have brought into our Veterans Empowerment Program that we are working to get them off the streets, one of which, with the collective efforts of everyone in this room, we have been able to get off the street and get into housing, right? So that's just one of 16. Now, obviously, we have many more that we want to ensure that we get them through those same programs, in addition to any homeless that's out there. But we want to ensure that we remain our focus on our veterans that are out there. Our motto is nobody should freeze to death in America. Not nobody should freeze to death in just Lake County. All right, so because of that, we're going to ensure that we're helping anybody that's in need, that's in the inclements. So if there's an outlet up in Detroit that knows they need some warming items, we're gonna tap on our resources. We're gonna find the collective drives, and we're gonna do whatever we can to support them, but also always staying true to our home base to ensure that those here in Lake County are effectively, that we are effectively getting them off of the streets and getting them into the proper programs. To the point about the Stuff the Bus event this past October, much appreciated. Obviously, all the items that were raised, we were able to hit our 7,000 warming item benchmark, all of which those items have already been distributed thus far during this delivery season, as we only have, 20 some days left until spring. So we are actually coming to the tail end of this delivery season, where that's when, unfortunately, our focus comes out of the limelight, right? We're no longer in the inclement weather. People don't look at our mission as vital because we're not in those inclements. But this is where it actually becomes even more vital for our organization in spring, summer, and fall, because that's where our volunteer teams, which is going to be our Bears fundraising and events team, is fully underway. And the amount of volunteer hours that they put in comparison to what we do on the delivery side of the house, let's put it into perspective. On average, the delivery side, we have about 1,500 hours that are volunteered hours just for the delivery season. That's only 3 months of time throughout the year. Put those 9 months into perspective when it comes to our events and fundraising season, and we're going to easily triple to quadruple the time needed to raise those funds. So without further ado, we want to just say thank you for everybody for having us here. Again, nobody should freeze to death in America. Feel free to look us up, subzeromission.org. Thank you.
Well, thank you, James, for the info, your energy, and for the reminder, 20 days till spring. At this time, I want to introduce Stacy Ray, who is the Extended Housing's Community Engagement Specialist, and he will be talking about a new campaign that they're kicking off this month.
Hello, everyone. When we leave work today, most of us will get home. If you're like me, you'll throw your keys on the counter, kick off your shoes, and if you're me, you drop right into your lazy boy. If you're married, or if you have a significant other, you might call out, "I'm home," and boy, that just makes you feel good. But that statement, "I'm home," that's more than a statement of your location. That evokes some serious emotion. It's, "I'm at peace. The crazy of the day is behind me. I'm secure. I can shut the world out, and I can enjoy my home. I'm comfortable. I can kick off my shoes. I'm happy." The problem is, we've got a lot of people in Lake County that don't get to say that. You can't really say, "I'm home," when you're living in your car. You can't say, "I'm home," when you're sleeping in a tent in the woods. You can't feel safe when you're sleeping in a tent. You can't feel peace sleeping in your car. And starting this month and over the next 3 months, Extended Housing is launching an awareness campaign that we're simply calling the I'm Home campaign, to help raise awareness to the homeless problem here in Lake County. We want to raise the awareness because it's not blatantly obvious, the homeless here in Lake County, because we're not a super urban area where you see homelessness on every corner. Well, we want people to know that we do have people here that don't have the luxury of saying, "I'm home." Now here's where you come into it. When you see us posting on social media the statistics and the ads along our I'm Home campaign, we want you to share them. help us get the word out, help us raise awareness so we can give people the help they need, so they can be like us who have that joy when we get to say, I'm home. The other thing I want to share with you today is that Extended Housing has been fortunate that we are actually are in a contest that may win us $5,000 in energy efficiency improvements to help us. And you actually can play a part in that. If you see the link that's in the comments below the video today, it will take you to a contest that if you just simply write Extended Housing in the comments under the link, if we get the most votes out of these 3 organizations listed, Extended Housing wins $5,000 for energy improvements. But it goes beyond $5,000 in improvements. Those improvements leads to energy savings, and those savings means the people we serve benefit because that money gets used to help them. So if you get the opportunity, click on that link, share it with your friends, and help us get this grant to again turn around and serve our clients more. Thanks.
Thank you, Stacy. Well, today kicks off Extended Housing's month-long online raffle. And I know it went up this morning, and I've already heard some buzz about some of the items that were up for raffle. Over here there's some games. We have a chocolate basket. There's over 20 different items that you can bid on. So I encourage you, go to the raffle. And then I don't even know what this is. It says it's a Nintendo Switch, and everybody was buzzing the Nintendo Switch. I don't have any young people in my house, I don't know, but any of you who do, you know this is a hot item. One of these is up on the website. We have also a party of 4 for golfing at Kirtland Country Club. We have 24 tickets for the captain's games. Maybe you invite 24 of your friends and have a really good time, or pace it out and go to 12 games with the special someone. They have great fireworks there too. You may want to make sure their fireworks nice, but it's an amazing event. One of the things Karen and I are involved with is a sailing trip, where we'll take a party of 4 out on a 35-foot sailboat on Lake Erie. It's usually a 4-hour trip. Could be during the day and we stop, go swimming, or you can arrange it so it's an evening cruise where you get to see the sun go down, stars come up. Either way, it's a lot of fun. We wine and dine you. And it's just, like I said, and we'll make sure that it's on a good day. We keep in touch with you, weather is a big part, obviously, and we keep in touch with you, so it's going to be a fun event for you. In closing, I just want to thank everyone for their contributions. We're helping people who can't truly help themselves. It's important, as Stacy said, it's not a home. It's important that we're there for them. I want to thank everyone who has contributed, everyone who, you matter. You truly matter to this organization. Please go online to extendedhousing.org. That's extendedhousing.org. Join us on social media. Share this message. Share it with your friends. Let them know about us. You matter.